This is Linnea.
Hi, my name is Nancy.
Can I ask Clarence, from his experience, do you feel that they were what they were after?
Yes, I posted something the other day where I listened to you and a guy from Australia talking.
Hi, Clarence.
It's Bruce Benson from the Canadian School.
The cell phone seems to have dropped through a wormhole. I can't find it.
I woke up with three small figures, the Greys, standing next to my bed.
Hi, Clarence. Calling from Australia. How are you? Yes, it's Mike and June. How you doing, Clarence?
Hi, Clarence. And what kind of experience have you had? Clarence is an empath.
Just having trouble with my smart TV. It turns out to be a dumbass TV.
My name's Lee. Lee Stacy.
This summer, I've seen all kinds of bizarre things in the sky.
Really? You really want to hear my story?
I have an extended mind that is called a toxic potato, I guess you would call it. It doesn't stick out, but it goes way past my butt. Your fellow administrator, Melissa Burnham.
This is Jim. Howard. Well, if you don't hear how you get it, because I opened a wormhole by accident. Yeah, Mark. Second from El Rio, Oklahoma. How you doing, brother?
I've had 3 sightings, one in Massachusetts, I've had 2 in Hollywood, California, and I've actually got to see an extraterrestrial.
And here am I, stuck here on this planet, and I can't get off it. That's how I felt.
So what is your mission here on Earth, Dog?
To raise the planet Earth from all its oxygen. And I shall impregnate all human women.
It is pointless to resist, my son.
Everyone looks at the sky, and we're drawn to the heavens. Hi, Clarence. It's Carol. I've been watching Ancient Aliens since the beginning. I was hooked from the very first show.
I want to ask what you say.
This is Mike. This is Lee's brother.
Hey, how you doing? This is Dan. I'm an admin on the Ancient Aliens site. Just wanted to call and say hey.
It's just a shame that we have people out there who take things funny like this.
I'm going to tell you a secret, people. Hold on now. Hold on to your seats.
Or making crop circles. That makes a lot of sense. It's brilliant.
What I did was I had to call in as a guest on my own show. Can you believe that? Rob, is that you, sir?
You sure, you bet. Yep.
Hey, Clark. How are you?
That's crazy. I went to the 4-foot statue national inquiry.
His description of him was a classic, what would be described as a classic gray alien.
I don't mean to sound sexual, but sharing the night together was a song we used to sing together.
Hey, Don.
Hi.
Hi.
I finally made it.
Oh.
Right. We never had them.
Well, I had no idea that you had an encounter with the Grays.
When it vanished and disappeared, it made like a sonic boom.
Thank you for your show.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. Thank you.
Good night, and keep your eyes to the sky.
Well, hello, everybody, and happy Mother's Day. And I want to welcome everybody here to Blogtalk Radio, Closer Encounters, where you, the listener, is also the guest. Beautiful weekend so far. We've had some lovely weather up here in Minnesota. Well into the 60s the last couple of days. Been doing really well. Pretty cool. We've had a lot of activity in the Ancient Alien group page here on Facebook. Members have just been coming out in droves. I mean, people requesting to become members. And as of right now, I couldn't tell you how many we have in queue. There's probably over 100 people right now waiting to be added. Of course, you know, the admin, we have to go through it, check the dates, you know, when they became Facebook members, or, you know, kind of read their profiling. We try to take care of as many spoofs as we can before we let them in, even though a few of them still get through here and there. And we do apologize for that, but they get caught up with eventually. So you know, we just have to deal with it. But as of right now, this moment, I'm looking at the page here, and we have 56,240 members. Unbelievable. And like I said, it's just it's just going. Unbelievable. Fantastic. And the people interactions and the postings and stuff we're getting is just phenomenal. And you know, what can I say but keep it up? I mean, it's just awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Got a few things to talk about tonight, along with our topic for tonight. Our main topic is going to be alien abductions and sleep paralysis. Yeah. I read a post somebody put up the other day, and pretty interesting. And I made a couple comments onto it and stuff. As well, most of you know by now, I've had my own encounter back when I was young. And well, we'll get into all that here in a little bit. But I did make a couple of comments on that particular post, and it just gave me the idea that, you know what, tonight would be a good night to actually talk about this. And I'm hoping to get a few callers here tonight that has had quote unquote sleep paralysis, or some type of an encounter maybe. You know, don't be afraid. You don't have to give your name if you don't want to. But the number here is 347-989-1008. And I'd love to get you guys to call in and, you know, give me your comments, or, you know, if you don't believe it or you do believe it, or, you know, whatever. Love to hear from you and see what you got to say about the subject. So that'd be pretty awesome. Okay, our last program we had, I had to cut it short. As you know, I've been having some man, I don't know what happened. I got choked up a little bit. I couldn't breathe very well. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something in this office here. I think 'tis the season, you know, it's just starting spring, and I've never really had hay fever or anything like that before, or allergies, but you know, everybody's susceptible and bodies change over time, and it's very possible that's what's going on here. So hopefully, you know, we can control that. Oh boy. But it's been very dry here, for me anyway. So kind of crazy. But anyway, what I was going to say, okay, a little bit of updates here and there. As I discussed on our last show, I am going to be on the road, and we're going to meet up with Colin Gillespie down in, well, I'm going to pick him up down by El Paso area, and then we're going to take a little trip up into New Mexico and then across to Arizona, and eventually wind up out by Las Vegas there out in Nevada. So that's going to be the plan. It's going to be the first 2 weeks of June. So I'll be doing a lot of live feeds. I don't know how the internet connections work down around that area or out in that area. But I do have live Facebook on my phone and stuff like that. So I'll be doing a lot of that, so you can keep up with us. You know, you'll see me pop up here and there. Clarence Mitchell gone live, whatever. And that will be us most likely. So that'd be pretty awesome. So yeah, and if anybody, you know, at that particular time, you know, you want to, you know, grab some lunch or a quick cup of coffee, you know, chew the fat, whatever, by all means, you know, get a hold of us, let us know, and, you know, maybe we can swing in or stop and, you know, take a break. But, and hopefully I can get a few shows done while we're out there on the road, you know, depending on what happens. If RV trailer fixed, I'll be bringing that, and, you know, go from there. If not, we'll be probably spending. Of course, most of them have internet connection there, so that won't be much of a problem. But so we'll see what happens. We're going to play it all by ear. But the first 2 weeks of June, I'll be leaving here, I believe, on the 3rd, and I'm shooting down towards El Paso for the 5th, and that's when we're going to be interacting and doing our thing. So, which ought to be pretty awesome. So, a lot of cool things going to be happening. Alrighty. Some of you may or may not know, but our good friend Sharon, she's been in the hospital, yeah, in and out, and she's back on Facebook today. You know, wish her happy recovery and hope that she's doing better. Maybe she'll even call in tonight. I don't know. We'll see how she's feeling. But we miss her, and, you know, I just hope everything's going well. Update on my mother. She is doing a whole lot better. Thank you all very much for your concerns. Just talked to her today, and she's been doing pretty good. So it looks like we have a caller here with us. Let's see who we have here. Hello, caller. Nope, we lost it. It dropped. Okay. Well, you can try to call back in again. I'm not sure who that was. Looked like maybe Colin or maybe Lee, one of them. I get some really weird numbers sometimes up on here, and depending on where they're calling from. So hopefully they'll try back. 347-989-1008. I'm sorry. That's the number if you'd like to call in and talk tonight here on the show and about other things. Got a lot of cool things coming, especially I'm not going to spill any beans yet, just of yet, but we got some exciting things going to be happening here, and everybody's going to be around when we make the big announcements and stuff of what's going to be happening. There can be a few changes, all for the good, and hopefully we'll get some better interaction with people and whatever. But yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. Man, there's a lot of conferences going on. I've been posting most everything I can. Matt Bowers there, our head man there in the Ancient Alien group, he posted one earlier today. I also put that in the Closer Encounters group page. Let me see if I can find that for you real quick. I thought it was pretty interesting. Unfortunately, I live too far away. This is, here we go. Vibration and conscious event. And this is going to be Los Angeles Historic Park, and it's free. Doesn't cost you anything. The event starts at 10 a.m. until whenever. Meditation starts at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Let's see here. And Laura Eisenhower is going to be there, plus a few others. And this is on June 17th. Okay, so the 17th of June. You can write this down on your calendar. It sounds like a pretty good thing, but they're going to have, let's see here, how, vibration and conscious event with guided meditations, guest speakers, live music, sound, baths, light activations, healing tents, conscious productions, plant-based foods, art walk, and contests, giveaways. And that's at the Los Angeles Historic Park, and it's free of charge. So if you're in the area, you live down that way or whatever, the event actually starts at 2 with meditation stuff there. The event starts at 10 a.m. in the morning with meditation, and at around 2 p.m. So, and that's on the 17th of June. Sounds pretty interesting. I would like to go to something like that, but unfortunately. And let's see, what else did I have? I had something else here I put up that's happening. Oh, yes, here we go. This is in Sedona, Arizona. Now, this is May 26th through the 27th or 28th. So it's the whole weekend. It'd be Friday and Saturday, I think, or no, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. And this is Cosmic Origins, Mysteries of the Ancients Revealed. Arizona, May 26th through the 28th. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming up here. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Trying to see here who all they had. Dr. Robert Schoch's going to be there. Robert Bouval is going to be there. William Henry's going to be there. Ellen Steinfeld. Regina Meredith is going to be there. Doctors J.J. and Desiree Hurrick is going to be there. Gary Osborne and Clifford Mahudi is going to be there. So this ought to be pretty cool. I didn't get the whole thing about registration or any of that. I think there's early bird registration and stuff like that. But you can click on the link there. Like I said, it's in the Closer Encounters Facebook page. And but that's coming up here next weekend, the 26th to the 28th. So yeah, we don't have very much time left there to get that done. So pretty cool. And of course, you guys know about Desert Contact in the Desert. That's going to be coming up here very, very shortly. So let's see here. Yeah, a lot of it seemed to me like last year everything was later in the year, and now all of a sudden it's like this year everything's early. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Uh-oh. We gotta make sure we get in here. Here we go. I'm glad nobody was online here. Let's try this again.
For now, press 1.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Thank you. Okay. Looks okay. Looks like I'm back. I got dropped. You know, why not? It's Mother's Day. You know, now my last show, I didn't have one bit of problem. Now today, here I am. You know, maybe the internet's cluttered. I don't know. I hate when this happens. You know, because every time I complain about it, they blame it on my computer, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You know, brand new system. You know, but I guess it doesn't make any bit of difference. But anyway, I am back. So let me see here. Trying to get. I hate when I lost at what I was doing here. Okay. Trying to scroll down here so I get the update on this real quick for you. If it'll let me. Anyone else have problems with this Facebook thing lately? I mean, it just seems so swamped with all kind of advertisements, and man, they send you friends requests from people that you know, you have no clue. I get thousands of them every day, it seems like. It just bogs down and bogs down. They need to do something different with that. I mean, seriously. Alrighty. Well, apparently. Well, I thought I could find it. Yeah, like an idiot again. There it is. Well, okay, it says coming weekend. Contact in the desert. Yeah. 5.5 days until contact in the desert. So there you go. You can still get discounted passes if you want to. I'll leave another link to this particular page on my page right now as I'm talking. And if you're interested and you haven't already done so and you make it there or whatever, of course, this is in Joshua Tree, which most everybody knows. Boy, is this thing lagging. This is terrible. Look at this. Huh. There it is. Contact in the desert. And that is their actual page on Facebook. So if you want to check that out, by all means, please do so. Matter of fact, I can also post that in the Ancient Alien group. While I'm thinking about it, I will do that right now so everybody who is listening in can see it. And like I said, if you haven't already, but you can still get discounted tickets right now. And I will post that. There we go. Post and done. Ta-da! Oh, that was nice. Okay, cool. Well, at least that part worked out. Alrighty. Good deal. Okay, well, anyway, on with our main topic for the night. Now, if I forget anything, you know, it probably pop in my head here shortly or whatever. I'll be able to go back later on, or I'll just jot it down. Okay. So yeah, tonight's topic was abductions and the sleep paralysis. So what I'm going to do here, my bookmarks, and I had a whole, let's go down to the bottom. I only got about 1,000 bookmarks in here. And here we go. Now you, those of you that are listening and have your computer handy, you can go to the Wikipedia and just type in sleep paralysis, and that is what I'm actually looking at this present time. So this is pretty cool. And I'll give you a rundown here real quick. What it says right off the bat, it says sleep paralysis is a phenomenon which an individual, either during falling asleep or awakening, briefly experience an inability to move, to speak, or react. It is sometimes accompanied by frightening hallucinations to which one is unable to react due to the paralysis, and perceived physical experiences, such as strong current running through the upper body. Sleep paralysis poses no immediate risk to those who experience it, and it lasts from several seconds to several minutes. Several seconds to several minutes. Interesting. Genetics and sleep deprivation are a major cause of sleep paralysis. And it has also been linked to disorders such as narcolepsy, migraines, stress, anxiety disorders, and obstructive sleep apnea. Sleeping in a fixed supine position, I'm not even sure what that means, increases the chance of sleep paralysis. The underlying mechanism is believed to be disruptive REM sleep, when there should be a general inability to move muscles to prevent the sleeper from acting out their dreams. Sleep paralysis is to REM retina. The paralysis that occurs as a natural part of REM, which is rapid eye movement. And that's, you know, a lot of people don't understand that. Rapid eye movement sleep. Sleep paralysis occurs either while falling asleep or when awakening from sleep. When it occurs upon falling asleep, the person remains aware while the body shuts down for REM sleep, a condition called hypnomonic or premortal sleep paralysis. When it occurs upon wakening, the person becomes aware before the REM, and it is called hypnomonic or post-mortal. And it says that between 8% and 50% of people experience sleep paralysis at some point. That doesn't even make sense. Between 8 and 50% of people experience sleep paralysis at some point in time. That's about a wide range, 8 to 50%. Why would you even say that? Why don't you just say up to 50%, whatever. Okay. And as you scroll down, gives you the signs and symptoms, different things. Which, if anybody's had this, and quite honestly, reading through this, it does sound a lot like what I went through when I was younger, but it's still a different thing as far as I'm concerned. And I've also read other articles about this. And well, let me get through this first, and I'll give you my input on this. Let's see here. Okay, humming, hissing, static, zapping, and buzzing noises are reported during sleep paralysis. Imagined sounds, voices, whispers, and roars are also experienced. These symptoms are usually accompanied by intense emotion, such as fear. And people also have sensations of being dragged out of bed and or flying, and feeling of electric tingles or vibrations running through their bodies. Imagine that. Sleep paralysis may include hallucinations, such as supernatural creatures, suffocating or terrifying the individual, accompanied by a feeling of pressure on one's chest and difficulty in breathing. Another example of hallucination involves a menacing shadowy figure entering one's room or lurking outside one's window while the subject is paralyzed. The body image distortion affecting the temporal region of your brain or whatever may result in the sleeper having bodily hallucinations such as illusory limbs and out-of-body experiences. The content and interpretation of these hallucinations are driven by fear, somatic sensations, REM-induced sexual arousal, and REM mentation, which are embedded in the sleeper's cultural narrative. REM and somatic symptoms coupled with the awareness that paralyzed can generate a variety of psychological symptoms during sleep paralysis, including fear and worry. And they are aggravated by catastrophic suggestions about the attack. Flight reaction, arousal. Consequently, when the person attempts to escape the paralysis, somatic symptoms and arousal are exuberated. As execution of motor programs in the absence of dampening prospective feedback, whatever that means. And it can lead to heightened sensations of body tightness and pressure, and even pain and spasms in the limbs. Yeah. I like how they bind all this stuff together. You know, it can cause this, and then that causes this, and then that causes this, and then that causes this. I'm going to go down here just a little bit further. And, you know, they have this whole big page onto it. And they talk about a whole bunch of different other things that go on with it, you know, prevention, treatment, everything else. Okay. We'll go down here to the etymology part. Etymology. And we'll read a little bit of this here. And this is what I find pretty interesting about it. Excuse me. Okay. The original definition of sleep paralysis was confided by Samuel Johnson in the English language as nightmare, a term that evolved into our modern definition. Well, here we go again, folks. Okay, so it was confined as a nightmare. That's what the sleep paralysis definition was. It also says here that sleep paralysis was widely considered the work of demons, and more specifically, incubus, which were thought to sit on the chest of sleepers. Back in the Old English time, the name for these beings was Mar and Mara. Mara from the, well, I guess it's part of the Greek thing. But I guess this is where the actual word nightmare came from. So, okay, excuse me. Cultural priming. Some scientists have proposed that sleep paralysis is an explanation for reports of ghosts, alien visits, demons or demonic possession, and alien abductions. Also, the night hag and shadow people. So there you go. The night hag is a generic name for a fantastical creature from the folklores of various people, which is used to explain the phenomenon of sleep paralysis. A common description is that a person feels a presence of a supernatural male violent being, which immobilizes the person as if sitting on his or her chest. Various cultures have various names for this phenomenon and other supernatural characters. For example, sleep paralysis is referred to as Paralysis attack in Italy. Among Italians, the Paralysis, may refer to an evil witch, sometimes a ghost-like spirit or terrifying cat-like creature. Sleep paralysis among Cambodians is known as the ghost pushers, which pushes you down, and entails the belief in dangerous visitations from deceased relatives. And it goes on to tell you about Egypt. They have what they call a jinn attack, Jinn. The jinn, which is an evil genius, and it terrorizes and sometimes even kills its victims. So there you go. And then it goes on down through and it gives you a list of literature and, you know, documentaries and stuff. Now, this is pretty interesting, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this here. We do have a caller, and I will grab you just to sit up here. The Nightmare. It's a 2015 documentary that discusses the cases of sleep paralysis as seen through extensive interviews with participants. And the experiences are reenacted by professional actors in synopsis. It proposes that such cultural memes, such as alien abductions and near-death experience and shadow people, can, in many cases, be attributed to sleep paralysis. The real-life horror film debuted in the Sundance Film Festival on January 26, 2015, it premiered in theaters June 5th, 2015. So The Nightmare, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that or heard of it. But I'm going to have to check that out. I don't think I've ever seen it. So, but anyway, we have a caller here. Let's see what we got here. It's a 323 number. Hello, caller. Are you with us?
Hey, Clarence, Matthew.
Hey, Matt. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man.
Cool, cool.
I started listening to you because I'm on the cell phone, and I'm away from the computer and laptop and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was interesting. The Nightmare, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know, here's the thing that really gets me about this, and this is what I commented on in the group page, that when they said, what was it, how did they word that about the aliens, you know, with the people coming in your room and whatever. Now, if you remember my story, Matt, of course, you know, you guys all help me write it out and whatever, you know, it's there in the group page if anybody wants to read it. I mentioned the fact of how I woke up. I was paralyzed. I was scared to death. I tried to scream for my mom and dad. I couldn't scream, you know, all that stuff. And that's when I seen, you know, my visitors that I had. Then I also talked about how they gave me a calming sensation. I wasn't scared no more, and everything went smooth after that. So this is where I have to kind of debunk this sleep paralysis stuff. And the other thing that really like at the very beginning of this thing here, where it says that it only lasts, you know, several seconds to several minutes, you know,
Right.
where my whole episode took a couple of 3 hours that I remember, you know. It wasn't a short-term thing. I mean, it was a lengthy ordeal, you know, half the night. Of course, I had lost time and whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Then there was also, what else did they have here? They had something else that my big thing was that if they're going to be to try to debunk alien abductions, they got to do a better thing than that, because alien abduction doesn't only happen during the nighttime in people's bedrooms, even though there are a lot of them that do. But they happen during the daytime. They happen, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. They happen with people driving down the road. So, you know, you can't. Exactly. Yes. Betty and Barney Hill, you remember their incident, you know?
I actually met a man that got the opportunity to talk with Betty Hill.
No kidding.
So, yes, I'm very familiar with that case.
There you go. So, sleep paralysis? I don't think so. You know? I don't think so.
Well, by definition, well, it's sleep and it's paralysis. It's just not sleep paralysis.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I guess by definition, it's got both parts, but it's not the condition. Because sleep paralysis also has a lot of accompanying factors. With sleep paralysis, visions of shadow people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar. Are you familiar with the night hag?
Yeah, but I was just talking about that. Yes. Yep, the night hag.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I wasn't able to catch the beginning of the show.
Yep.
But yeah, she rests on your chest and like she almost sucks the life out of you.
Oh yeah.
Others, was Nathan Bowers, who you talked to, has an ex-girlfriend that has had an experience with her herself. She was in the hospital.
No kidding.
She came into her bedroom and she met the hag.
Wow.
And encounter.
Yeah, see?
That's how you're talking about being abducted.
Right.
It's completely different, like, as you were saying, it's a completely different
Absolutely.
story, you know, a whole different experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it describes a lot of the same things that I actually went through, you know, with the fear and the immobilization and stuff like that. But let me ask you something, Matt. And here's the thing that I don't understand about this, okay? If it is sleep paralysis, then why would our mind give us gray aliens? Why would there be so many people that see the same entity and not something different?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
and why wouldn't our mind give us something that we would recognize? Why would it give us something that we don't recognize? Why wouldn't our mind give us something that we would recognize, like a werewolf or Dracula, or you know what I'm saying, or something of that nature? Why would it give us a 3-foot tall gray alien? And why so many people?
And why would it be so consistent?
Exactly.
Right.
Why so many people? Yes. Why the same figure?
Why? These stories keep bringing to my mind the story, Willie Schreiber's story from Communion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially the way that they even beautifully enacted that with in their movies. You know, you got to really a great sense of both calmness and fear.
Absolutely.
Which I think, from what I've seen before, is an apt description. You know, seeing things even in the sky, you'd imagine, fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way they portray it in the movies.
Right.
But when you're actually, I think the difference between your imagination and seeing that being projected from a social point of view, like projected from a science fiction,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's with the fear, you, to me, there was always a calm understanding.
Right.
Being an observer, not, oh my gosh, run away. I've never felt any sort of fear. Have you?
No, not like that. I mean, the only time I ever had fear was the night of my visitation. That was the only night, the only time. And that only lasted until they pretty much said, hey, you're okay. Don't, you know, we're just here. You know, we're going to talk to you. Don't, you know, don't get upset, you know, whatever. And the calming effect was just reversed. I mean, I was so calm, and I'm like, okay, you know, don't wake up my brother, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we're laughing and carrying on, doing whatever, you know. So, you know, explain that. I mean, really, you know.
I can't explain that.
Yeah, you know. But for people to tell me that I had sleep paralysis, I'm not going to buy that, not one bit. And to me, this is all this is.
No sleep pad, no shadow people.
No.
No, none of that.
No. Now, I'm not saying.
No shadows.
I'm not going to say that sleep paralysis doesn't exist, because I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But for them,
I've actually met people that have experienced on the separate side sleep paralysis.
right?
And I was watching in the group. I read many of their accounts where they have had sleep paralysis too.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times that's more. Some people have been playing, you know, with witchcraft or
Right.
Ouija board, something to open up those kind of
Portals. Yeah.
I don't know if the word dancing is correct, but some sort of portal of their own consciousness
Right.
to allow that to come into their relevant
Mhm.
reality.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that's just it. Now you know that. Well, let's say, for instance, when you're kids and you're sitting around a campfire and you tell scary ghost stories and stuff like that, and then you go to bed and you lay awake half the night because you're scared out of your mind. Okay, you know, people have that kind of sensation all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially kids. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to the point where they even wet the bed. You know, different things like that. So this is where I'm having a hard time with this sleep paralysis thing, because it just doesn't make sense for a lot of other things that go on. I don't know, you know, the out of body thing, you know, and according to this, you know, sleep paralysis has been going on for centuries. It's just they never actually did a complete study on it, and they've never, you know, but who knows if it's not the same thing. I mean, if it's ghostly entities or aliens or succubus or whatever, maybe they all react the same way. You know, maybe they wake you up in the same way. I don't know. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the common thread is a feeling of being trapped. When you have the sleep paralysis, I think whenever we feel trapped and immobilized, there's anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the question then. Why would I have that first before I actually identified what was there?
Oh, no, I believe apples and oranges completely, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I believe they're talking two different tales here. You know, like I said, two different subjects that are being compared. You know what I mean? You can compare them by weight, but not by nature, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, this is what I'm trying to get my head wrapped around, you know what I'm saying? Because,
right.
Well, so let me ask you this then. Do you think that when people, and, well, see, I don't know how that's going to work, though, because it was different for me. You know, I woke up already immobilized. And that's what started my fear, was because I couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Where these other folks would see their ghost or apparition first, and then they would get feared up and do whatever, you know. So there's got to be a difference there. I mean,
Well, I think with the sleep paralysis, also there are cases where I know, for example, wife even she wakes up and she feels the fear.
Really?
She's already mobilized and fear slept, and she's also one that has with shadows, entities. Not as she would say that. Okay, I saw shadow people, but she says moving shadows.
Okay. Okay.
So that's a personal account that I've run into.
Right.
But like you were saying, yeah, that's not seeing like you said, a succubus, and then feeling fear because as a stimulus, making someone immobilized.
Right. Right.
There's a difference in it.
Yeah. When you see something and you're in fear, you have the choice of either locking up or running or screaming or whatever, you know. Of course, if you're laying in bed and you wake up, I mean, you know, yeah. Your mind, exactly. So yeah, my whole thing about that. What's that?
I never had the opportunity to feel either experience. I never had this sleep paralysis, nor been abducted.
Well,
so everything I've got has just enough account of your story,
right?
Experience wife has had, and stuff that I've read on our group page.
So, gathered, then you're actually on the page that you're thinking that those are definitely different all the way around. You're talking 2 or 3 different things and that's going on then, right? That's your synopsis.
Did you explain that again? I'm not sure if I understood that. It's
well, that
cell phone kind of breaking up.
Yeah, so basically your thing then, that sleep paralysis and like what I had for my experiences and maybe even what your wife is going through are all different type of things.
They're all different.
Yeah.
Absolutely different. Absolutely, especially, I mean, because I could be right next to my wife while she's having sleep paralysis. She's obviously not being abducted.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Right.
So as a person, I've firsthand witnessed sleep paralysis, which is scary.
Yeah. So what do you see when that happens with her? What happens with her? I mean, up and stare out, or I mean, or
it's a gasping. It's an urge. You can see an urge to sit up, but a restraint of not being able to. More of a struggle.
Okay.
Like somebody you want to move your arms, but somebody's holding them back.
Right.
Right. It's alarming.
Have you ever tried to wake her up from it, or does it scare you, or does it?
Yeah, that seems to. That's a weird place. You don't want. You don't want to shock somebody and then be the one in the way.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Be kind of afraid to grab a hold of her.
Reservation. Like, yeah, I just call out, I do. I protect you,
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my gosh, and then she, although, but nothing like as far as like, I just had a dream and this was all happening. It's just like, I couldn't move. You know what I mean? Just like,
yeah.
It was not being overcome by a dream. It's not. It's a completely different sensation.
So she's basically saying, when she's waking up, she's saying that she just can't move, that she's got that sensation of parallelism, that she's like paralyzed.
Exactly.
Yeah. But she can think straight. She knows what's happening. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And which is kind of like being a hostage within one's.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing.
So I guess I should probably get going. I just arrived at the home because my wife is having her Mother's Day today.
Oh, cool.
So we're having a bit of a get together here.
Cool.
And I wanted to take the opportunity and say hi to Clarence.
Well, thank you.
And it's the sea.
Yeah, there you go.
And you know, see how everything's going on, and get the opportunity to catch as much of the show as I could.
Good. I'm glad you did. Fantastic. Yeah. One of these days here, hopefully in the next couple of days or whatever, we do another show. I'm going to have to get you on here so we can actually talk about your new webpage and stuff too, and and what's going on there.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a completely different format than the real MJ12 Eyes to the Sky.
Yes.
But what I'm actually planning on is reintegrating it. Not so much volume this time. I think it was kind of broad and very, very heavy with different subject matter.
Right.
Everything, like I said, everything from secret societies to normal and
yeah, you had it.
Monsters to the flap and Mazda.
Sure.
Like it's covered such the volume. It was, but I'm also learning how to. I'm going to be able to integrate one web into another website.
Oh, that's cool. That would be cool.
So I have access to both. Yeah. I think it's going to be very exciting. Also, how is your website coming along?
I have not touched my website in a very, very long time. It is so outdated. I'll be honest with you.
You want to give it a facelift?
Yeah, you may have to. I'm serious. Yeah, you may have to. I'll have to give you the back door number so you can get in it and work your magic or something. But yeah, I haven't done much with that. It just got so time consuming after I got it built and everything and whatever, that I just kind of lost track of it, So yeah, I don't know how people do it all the time. I really don't. Oh my gosh, between working and yeah.
Traffic is another thing, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I got on there and stuff like that, but I kind of let all that go. And, I did pay for the what do they call it? The header or whatever for your www dot,
I'm liking the new format that I'm using now is I'm staying free. The bill. It wasn't much of a bill, but when you're got a license bill at the end of the month,
absolutely.
Yeah. This is cool for other people, but it's not paying my bill.
Right. Now, did you have to? Did you?
You get free. Less stress. You can address it without having to worry about it going defunct.
Gotcha.
A lot of the features I did have on the real MJ12 Eyes to the Sky, I would like to have access to. For example, what they call this. You remember this section where we had like Linda Moulton Howe and Laura Eisenhower, and everyone.
Yeah, Eric Von Daniken and
20 members that were active within the field.
Right.
I'd like to have access to those numbers. Also, a lot of the contacts that I had for other authors and stuff like that were lost and stuff like that.
Right.
I think it's safe because you're less stressful being free.
Yeah. Now, did you have to name though, or is the domain name still free, or did you have to pay for that?
You know what? It's free.
Okay.
That's Ancient Now and Lore.weebly.com.
Okay.
And that stays free. It stays free for you, stays free for me.
Cool.
Good.
I'll have to check into
So
that.
maybe we should right. That sounds good. I've got some other stuff that I'll talk to you about also.
Cool. Sounds good. Alrighty, my friend.
Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Absolutely.
Always a
You too, Matt, and have a great Mother's Day with your family and stuff. Tell your wife we all said hi.
friend.
Cool.
All right, I will. What's the word?
Hi. Well, keep your eyes to the skies there. Be safe. Absolutely.
Yeah, keep your eyes to the sky, my friend.
That's right. Thank you. Alrighty. Okay, and that was Mr. Matt Bowers, ladies and gentlemen, and that he is the founder, co-founder, whatever you want to call him. He's our main boss there on the Ancient Alien page there on Facebook, and very, very well informative, knowledgeable, and I tell you what, excellent person to get together with. He's just fantastic, and he knows his stuff, no doubt about it. Knows his stuff. Okay. So anybody else would like to call in? We still got roughly, what is it, about 50 minutes, I guess. Over here is 347-989-1008. And tonight's subject is alien abductions and sleep paralysis. So if you were listening in and whatever you were listening to my story, here's the thing, like that when my visitation happened, I woke up and I was already in the immobilized state. I couldn't move. That's when was wrong. Visitors first, or any of that stuff. Because normally that's the way you would think it would work. You'd wake up, it's like having an intruder in your house. I mean, you'd wake up, you see something or somebody, and you'd be scared shitless, literally, and then your body would go into shock or whatever. I mean, that's, especially with a kid. But that's not what happened with me. Mine was just the opposite. I woke up, I was already paralyzed when I woke up. And, another point that I didn't make out that I should have was that my room had the light on. It was not a darkened room. So it wasn't like I'm waking up in a dark room and my eyes are playing tricks on me, which is what part of that post was about. No, that did not happen. My room, the light was still on. I forgot to shut it off, or they turned it on, or whatever. I'm assuming I forgot to shut off and I just fell asleep with the light on. But my room was lit up. It was not dark when this all happened. So, yeah, it wasn't my mind playing tricks on me because it was dark. All right. What I saw is what I saw. And that's why I say, if they're going to try to use sleep paralysis to debunk alien abductions, no, it ain't going to happen, because alien abductions doesn't happen just during sleep. Okay. I mean, a lot of them do. Don't get me wrong on that. Majority of them maybe. But there's too many other style of abductions, and also by different entities and whatever else. But yeah, it's not just sleep paralysis. So maybe there's something else going on there. I don't know. But yeah. And maybe, and who knows, maybe these other entities, the evil ones, like they talked about there on the Wikipedia, you know, maybe there is the good and evil, and they all know how to use this thing, you know, to keep you tied down or whatever. Maybe they do use it. Who knows? Maybe they are real entities. I can't speak for that. I really don't know. I'm not a ghost. But there again, you know, and I know that there are things like that has happened in the past. Poltergeists, you know, incubus and succubus and all kind of crazy stuff. Possession, you know, possession, whatever you want to call it, demon, you know, demon possession. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I guess the real question is sleep paralysis a real thing, or is it just an excuse to debunk the rest of this stuff? I mean, that's the question. Now, according to Matt, you know, his wife, she has it when she wakes up and she's paralyzed and whatever, but she knows that it's happened, and, you know, whatever. So, you know, there you go. But pretty interesting when you really stop and think about it. But when I read that post, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. Yeah, I had some of those symptoms, and I went through some of that stuff, but didn't tell me that it was sleep paralysis that happened to me, because that's no way. Just ain't gonna happen. Never in a million years will I ever believe that. And of course, somebody else made the comment too that you know, that sleep paralysis could be so real that, you know, a person could truly believe into it, and they take a lie detector test and never come out, you know, being that they're telling the truth, you know, blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, obviously that would happen to somebody if they're in that kind of condition. You're not going to convince them either that something was different, obviously, because you're still living through it regardless. I mean, you know, your mind is still active, and that's another thing about this Wikipedia when it talks about sleep paralysis. If it messes with your mind so bad, then why is it you have total recall? Well, not total, because I don't have only but partial recall of the whole complete visitation. But, you know, from the time that we got ready to leave my room or whatever to the time that we got back, I know there was quite a span of, you know, an hour or 2 hours, whatever difference. You know, we had some lost time going on there and whatever. Now, for the life of me, I don't know what actually happened, you know, during the abduction. Like I said, I've never gone through hypnosis or anything like that to try to find out. I just kind of figured I really don't want to know what happened. Okay, it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, I know what happened. So. But yeah, crazy stuff. Let me say hello to Christina. I see she's in our chat room tonight. Pretty cool. Wanted to see. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I wanted to say to you folks. Now, I have people that comment to me all the time after the show. I was on YouTube and I was using the comment, you the chat room and stuff, and you never talk to me and stuff like that. And I do apologize. What happens is I'm using the Hangout live on Hangouts. So that particular page, I don't actually see. All I see is my live broadcast part. And so I don't get that actual chat page that you guys are seeing. I'm on kind of a different, it runs to the same, feed and everything else, but I'm using a separate deal. So I'm not actually seeing the chat room on YouTube. So that's what's happening there. So if I'm not commenting and I'm not talking, I do apologize. But that's the reason why, is because it's not on my screen at the moment. I'm actually using the live Hangout part of it. So that's why it's actually through Google. So, but it does. So in other words, what happens is, even though I'm on real time right now on this Google Hangout thing, it's a few seconds or maybe even a half a minute difference on YouTube. And now, if I were to go to that chat page or whatever, I'd be saying it all over again by the time I got there, because there's a time difference there. So it's not in real time. So kind of a delay, I guess is what I'm saying. But on Google Hangouts, it's real time, and that's what I'm looking at. But it automatically uploads to YouTube, which is pretty cool. I like that. But the downfall is I'm not able to chat at this time or whatever. So, and I do apologize for that. I didn't realize that was what was going on, and but it is. So, oh boy. Yeah, we got so much different other things going on and happening here. Like I said, I got Facebook Live now that's on my phone. So I'll be using that quite a bit more, I hope. Maybe one of these nights here this week, I'll get outside and I'll turn it on and see if I can do anything at night with it or whatever. Kind of give it a test run, see what it does, what it doesn't do, and play around with it. So if you happen to be on Facebook and you see me live, you know what that's all about. I'll be goofing off trying to figure out what's happening. So cool stuff. Alrighty. Well, I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day, and all the mothers out there. I hope you got to spend time with your family and whatnot. Kind of a special day. I think there was something else here I wanted to bring up, because there was, let me look here. I had, okay, let's see here. Oh, I have to laugh. I'm sorry. I have a certain individual today who's in the group. I kind of shake my head at this kind of posting. Maybe I shouldn't even bring it up. I don't know. It's not really that big of a deal to me. I just laugh at it myself. But they, they usually and then they talk about our moon landings being fake. and you know how we didn't go to the moon and stuff like that. You know, whatever. I don't. I'm just trying to understand. You know, I don't know. And the thing that really gets me is most of you folks that don't believe that we went to the moon wasn't even born then. I mean, you know, I used to watch the rockets actually lift off. I could stand in, I think I probably said this before, where it was on our television. We lived down in Central Florida at the time. And I could actually stand in the doorway from the inside to the outside of the house, and I could actually watch the rocket on TV, and then I could look outside at the same time and see the rocket in the air, which was pretty awesome. And yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. I don't know how you cannot believe that we went to the moon with all the stuff that's happened. And I mean, especially now with telescopes, you can actually see the flags. You can see the old, you know, the other half of the capsules, you know, still sitting there. You know, matter of fact, there was, you know, one of the Land Rovers, or I think it's, I'm not even sure which one it was now, but you can still see one of the Land Rovers sitting there. So, I mean, you know, it's just, I think it's kind of funny, though. And then people want to know, why haven't we been back? Well, you know, you've been there so many times. Why would you want to go back? I mean, they've done their mission. They know that, you know, they pretty much know what is on the moon and, you know, what it entails and blah, 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 blah. I mean, they've done all those Apollo missions, and now we're on to bigger and better things. You know, the moon's really no big deal. You know, now we're trying to get our butts to Mars or wherever we're headed to. So, you know, China, I hear, are going to be sending astronauts to the moon. They're getting ready for their moon missions. So, you know, good luck to them. Maybe they'll have contact with somebody up there. Who knows, you know? But I just find it odd, you know, find it strange the way people think sometimes. But that's you know, I don't know. Beware, folks, of clickbait news, please. Once again, I bring up this warning. When you see these websites like Conspiracy News and Before It's News and places like that, it's just clickbait. And don't fall for it, okay? And please try not to post it in Ancient Aliens group, you know, like that, because all it does is you know, it just shows a bunch of rhetoric in our page again. It's just clickbait, and what clickbait is every time that somebody clicks on that particular article or that news group or whatever, they get paid amount of money, and they'll give you a headline that is so unbelievable just to get you to click onto it, and then you find out it's nothing but garbage. Okay, well, too late. They just made $1 or $2 or $10 or whatever they make every time you click on it. So, you know, be careful. Study the names of these places and learn, you know, what's real and what isn't real as far as fake news goes. It's not, you know, it's getting easier and easier to figure these things out. I mean, just look at the names of them, you know, and if you haven't heard of them before, they're probably brand new or, you know, so. Yeah, just be careful of that, you know, and don't waste your time, you know, with it. It's just a bunch of rhetoric. That's all it is, and it's not worth a darn. People get all upset over it, and then they try to post it, and then, you know, some of it we don't even allow in. You know, once we see it or whatever, then they get mad at us because we don't allow it through. Well, you know, there's a reason for that. Yeah, apologize, but you know. Okay, let's see here. Was this the other one I was looking at? I'm trying to see where this is from. Hotel Oregon. Okay. McManus. Hotel Oregon, 18th Annual UFO Festival, May 18th through 21st. Hotel Oregon. Cool. Like I said, everything seems to be early this year. You know, everything's in May this year. I thought I could have swore most of the stuff was done in June, but yeah. Pretty crazy. See how much time we got. We've got about almost a half hour left here. So if anybody wants to call us, please feel free. 347-989-1008 is the number to call. Tonight, Paralysis and Alien Abductions. And I was actually trying to find that post while I was sitting here. I think tomorrow night I'm going to do something a little crazy. I've actually tried to do it once before and it kind of fell through, but I think tomorrow night we may talk about this rare RH factor thing. Actually, I think, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a post up. I'm going to put it in the group page. I'll even put it on my page, both. And we're going to see. I'll just ask what it is that you guys would like to talk about, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we'll make up a show on that and see how it works. Okay, and we have a caller here with us. It's a 440 number. Hello, caller. Are you with us?
How's it going?
Good. Is this Marcia?
It's Melusina.
Melusina, that's it. I'm sorry, dear. How are you feeling? I heard you were sick. That you had some problems here.
I'm a little tired.
Are you? Yeah. You're feeling better, though?
I'm a little tired with chemo.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, that's right. That was what it was. So sorry to hear that. So.
That's okay. I'm celebrating, though, because it is my last chemo treatment. And then Thursday morning, I'm flying to Palm Springs, Contact in the Desert.
There you go. Fantastic. Congratulations. Fantastic. Wow. Gonna be there the
Yeah,
whole.
I'm really.
Yeah, you're gonna be there the whole time for the whole trip, or?
Yes, I have I have the full weekend pass.
Ah,
And
fantastic.
then I'm staying on Monday to attend some intensives.
Oh, cool. Sweet. We're going to have to get updates
Go
from
there,
you.
Claire.
I wish I could, you know, and that's, yeah, I really wish I could. You know, it's just between work and everything, and I got to schedule my vacations accordingly, and it's just such a pain. And I get close every year, but no cigar, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and it does cost about like $1,500 by the time you fly there and get a rental car and get your hotel room.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, and to pay for the passes.
Yeah. Yeah, it can get expensive, no doubt about that. Yeah, funny.
Because you get to see a lot of the ancient alien, you know, people that are on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have books, and they bring their books, and you can buy books and get them autographed.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then like one night, Friday night, they have a party, authors, and then usually like on Saturday night show a movie.
Wow. And that's with the guest speakers and stuff. They do that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, and you know, all the speakers get free talks, but then there's intensives and workshops that cost a little bit extra.
What does that really entail, the workshop? Do you know? Have you ever been to one, or?
Yes, you know what's really cool is like if you go to see Jill or Eric Von Daniken, you know, afterwards talk to them and take your pic with them. And it's usually like a 2-hour talk that goes in more detail than just the normal talk that you give.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, like maybe they'll choose like a topic that they're really passionate about. Instead of just touching on something for just a few minutes, they could go into more detail.
Wow. Cool.
It's really nice, and the weather is going to be just perfect.
Kind of sounds it, yeah.
Yeah, the last 2 years it was so effing hot. The first year I went, it was 106 degrees the first day of the conference. Last, it was 114.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is pretty warm.
So when you land at the Palm Springs airport, you walk out of your plane and you're right out there on the asphalt. And the asphalt, when it's 110 degrees.
Exactly, right? Wow.
It's just weird. The airport.
Absolutely. Wow. Imagine how that goes. Man.
So, and what I also love about Contact in the Desert is actually the venue. The Joshua Tree Resort and Conference Center is just the perfect place for it. It's just so like zen. You know, you're up in the desert with the sand, and the Joshua trees are like these. They're like these freak trees that look like cactuses.
Right.
And and the night sky is absolutely fabulous. You can see the entire Milky Way.
No kidding, huh?
So it's like you can spend like the whole day. Like I get there at 8 in the morning and I'll stay until after midnight.
Oh my, that's a long day, girl.
I wear my bathing suit under my clothes because they have a pool and a hot tub too.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that would make for a long day. Wow.
It's nice though. there's like breakfast, and then there's morning talks, and then there's lunch, and then there's the afternoon talks,
Right.
and then there's dinner, or movie, or have a party, or it's just there's always something going on.
Cool. And you'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's 3 days.
And Monday.
And Monday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm staying on Monday too, though.
Okay. Now, do they themselves, or are they all done on?
Have like some shops and intensive. So those are the things you have to pay extra for.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's not too bad though, really, considering. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's fabulous. I mean, I don't even begrudge the cost.
Right.
So but it costs a lot. It costs a lot for me because I am flying in from Ohio, because the people that go there are from Los Angeles.
Right.
So they live an hour away.
Right. Yeah, they can just drive back and forth if they want, no problem. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're feeling up to snuff to do the whole trip. I mean, I hope nothing, my goodness.
Well, I have a hotel room if I don't feel good, so.
Right. Yeah. I just hate to see anybody get sick, especially in that kind of heat and stuff. I just hope, everything will be okay for you. But we'll definitely be thinking of you.
I'm really lucky. I've had like hardly any problems at all with this.
Fantastic.
Just a little bit of tiredness, that's all.
Yeah. See, my mom, she just had a double mastectomy done, and she refused the chemo and stuff. She didn't want any of that, nor the radiation or whatever. So, and apparently they just did another check on her, and it looks like everything's A-okay. So, kind of holding our breath there for a while. But
was the radiation hard for her?
I don't think she did the complete radiation. I think she did just enough to, get her through the first phase or whatever it was, and then after that, it was, she quit doing it. So I'm sure she was worried, about other side effects or whatever. So, but yeah, I think she refused most of everything. So she just had the surgery done pretty much, and that was it.
So what were you guys talking about before I called? Because I didn't even listen to your show not even for a minute.
Well, we were talking about sleep paralysis and alien abductions. And my whole take on this, of course, about my abduction, my visitation that I had when I was young. And my whole comment about the whole thing was if they're trying to use sleep paralysis as an explanation for my visitation, then they're totally wrong, because I honestly feel that is not what I was going through,
Maybe it's different for different people.
Oh, absolutely. I would have to agree.
Weren't you like 11 years old then?
Yeah, I was 12, yes. Yep, absolutely right. Yeah, very young. And that was another thing, too, was they said that sleep paralysis normally happens in, well, let's see here, older people. I was trying to see what the ages were here, what they had posted.
That was a pretty lively discussion on Facebook. I remember reading about it.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Well, it does say that women get it more than men, and between 8 and 50% of people experience it. That's kind of crazy, but it doesn't actually give an age group. Though. It's pretty wide band, huh?
That's a pretty wide, swing in percentages.
Yeah, it sure is. That's what I was saying earlier. Why don't they just say up to 50%? I mean, that's a lot of people. That's half the world population. I can't believe that. That's a lot. That's crazy.
So sometimes when I wake up, sometimes when I wake up, I have to think to myself, who am I? And sometimes I actually say it out loud.
No kidding.
And then it's like, oh yeah, I remember who I am. but for a second there, I just don't know. Isn't that weird?
Well, have you ever woke up and not know who you were for half a day or anything?
No, just for
a second or two.
Long enough for me to actually say who I right away. I remember.
No, I've done that. I mean, not that I didn't know who I was, but for instance, you're going to do something, like you're just going to pick something up off the table, or and you have what they call that brain fart thing, where all of a sudden just everything just disappears, and it's like, what the hell was I just thinking about, or what was I doing? It's like, yeah, it's like a glitch in the system, Yeah, I hate when that happens. But I do it during broad daylight. I mean, I'm wide awake and I can do that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm getting kind of old, and I had a bit of a problem because I was so sick and didn't even know it. And one of the symptoms of the illness I had is confusion.
Sure.
So I was confused for a few months, and then I had all that anesthesia, I had five procedures with anesthesia, and then the sixth one, it was just insert the port in my chest.
Wow.
And that took about an hour and a half. But I just had a local shot that they just gave me in my skin because I just didn't want any anesthesia. Right. Because I was just so confused.
You're going brain numb, huh? Numbing your brain.
And I had a weird near-death experience that
with this.
Freaky. Oh, that gets me to the question that I wanted to ask you all the time, Clarence.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did the aliens look like that abducted you?
You know what my Facebook picture looked like?
Yes.
Pretty much just like that. That's exactly what they look like. Pretty much just like that.
That doesn't look exactly like the Greys, though.
Well,
it looks a little different.
Yeah, a little different. That one, I guess you could say he's more of an older Gray, that picture I got. But if you could get the idea, though, with the black eyes, the big black eyes, and only being 3 foot tall with the spindly arms, that kind of thing. If you remember,
what color was their skin?
Light. And that's another thing. People always say, well, maybe they're wearing spacesuits and stuff like that, and I didn't catch that part of it. To me, basically, their whole body was just like a kind of a grayish skin. I mean, like a rubber suit or something. You know what I mean? But really light colored, grayish light.
It was a little bit rubberish looking.
Basically, yeah. It was just. I don't know how you explain it. I guess like a wetsuit, you know,
Yeah.
but all one
Did
color.
you touch them?
Did I touch them?
Touch like the aliens?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. No, I didn't. I never did. That's that's kind of strange too, because I often wondered why I didn't, or why I didn't shake their hand or anything like that. But no, I didn't. But they were friendly enough.
Well, you were probably in shock, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think you were in shock.
Yeah. Well, when I first woke up, that's what I was telling Matt earlier. When I first woke up, I was already immobilized. Seen them. And when I couldn't move, I'm thinking, geez, what happened to me? And then I tried to call out for my mom and dad, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. That's when I really got upset, And then when they appeared, it was like, what the hell, and they're telling me, hey, they're talking to me, telling me, everything's gonna be fine. You can calm down. We're not here to harm you. Blah blah blah. And within a few minutes, I was just as calm as a cucumber. No ill will. Wasn't scared a bit. And it was like nonchalant. Yeah, crazy. So
how long do you think you were there?
Well, that's the problem I have, because I know, as I think back on it now, I mean, I know it was definitely dark out when they arrived, so I really don't know. And I assumed that everybody was in bed, so it had to be after midnight anyway. And when I woke up in the morning, when it was all said and done, it was just turning daylight hours. It was just that dusky morning kind of thing, like 5:30ish, type of deal. So there was,
when the birds start singing.
Basically, yeah, exactly, when the birds start waking up. Yeah, exactly right. So there had to be 3-4 hours time span there that I can't account for, really. That's what I.
Do you were in your room, or do you think they took someplace?
Oh no, they definitely took me. It started in my room, and I know we went through the bedroom window. And why we go through windows and stuff, I have no idea what that's all about. But that's part of the thing that you can't really explain. I don't know if it's just a spiritual thing that happens, or if your whole physical body goes, or you know what I'm saying. Maybe if I look back,
and when you woke up this morning, was the glass still in the window?
Absolutely. Yeah, everything was fine. Yeah. It was like nothing was touched. Yeah. And here's the funny thing about it is I had a glass showcase that sat right underneath my window. And I had all my model cars and stuff and, whatever on that as a display. I've gotten it from a friend of mine. And it was so wobbly that if you'd have touched it the wrong way or something, the whole thing would have just crashed. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't very sturdy. And I remember telling them, be careful we don't break this on the way out, because Dad would be really upset with me. He'd be really mad. And that's the last thing I remember saying to him before I woke up.
That's weird.
Ain't that weird? That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
So that's how I know we went through the window, because that was one of the things that I truly remember. I said, hey, let's not break this on the way out. We gotta be careful and don't wake up my brother. Yeah, that was crazy.
Did you tell your parents about it?
No, I never did. Not until my mom was the only one that I ever really told about it, sat down and told about it. And I was well into my late 40s when I told her. So
Yeah.
I went a whole lifetime, so to speak, without saying a word to anybody about it. And the thing that really got me, it's in the story that I wrote anyway, but about it for years and years, and it wasn't until after I was already married, my first marriage, and I was watching a TV program, one of those types of like In Search Of, or one of those kind of things. And back in that time, we're talking about the 80s, they actually had
The 80s?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what programs were out back then. But anyway, there was a program on about people that had experienced alien abductions, and I just so happened to sit down, and it happened to be on as I was, sitting there watching it, and this one particular person told his story about his abduction, and it was so identical to mine that I about freaked right out on the spot.
Yeah.
Mine had to really happen. It had to be real, because this guy is totally identical, 100% from beginning to end. Same exact thing. How do you do that?
Didn't you want to meet this guy?
I did, and I could never figure out how to find either who it was or whatever. But then after that, there were so many other people that were coming forward and doing this and that I finally you know what? I don't have to talk to anybody. I know that it's real. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. It just became that apparent to me that, wow, you actually had this experience, and what do you do with that? So pretty life changing.
Not everyone has the same types of experiences. I think everybody does experience some things that are kind of like surreal in their lifetime.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, people cheat death every day, out of body experiences happen, all kind of crazy stuff, attacks and come back. Yeah, just crazy stuff. But for me, with the alien visitations, abductions, whatever you want to call it, it's totally a crazy thing. And then, of course, over the years, yeah, go ahead.
That subject that you guys were talking about, you said about how you couldn't move.
Yes.
What's that called?
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah. So, but when you woke up, you said you were restrained.
Yes.
So you think something was holding you down. So that's how come you don't think you were paralyzed?
Well, no, that's what I mean was I was paralyzed because I couldn't move. And I'm not saying restraint like as in tied up or anything. I'm saying that as I looked at my body, I couldn't move my fingers. I couldn't move my toes. I couldn't, and then I tried to holler for my mom and dad, and I couldn't scream. I couldn't talk. Then paranoia set in,
it almost sounds like you're coming out from anesthesia or something.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Exactly the same kind of feeling, basically. Except, when you can't move and you can't do things, then I'll
were you in any pain at all, Clarence, during this
no
episode? No?
Nope, no pain. No pain whatsoever. And that's the thing that I was talking about earlier, because the way they described that with the sleep paralysis, you know, they say there's sometimes pain involved and different other things, you know, different feelings, you know. All I remember was I couldn't move and I couldn't yell and I couldn't communicate, you know. And it wasn't until they said, okay, you know, you're going to be fine. You need to calm down, you know, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. We're not going to hurt you, you know.
They gave you no idea of what their purpose was?
Not really, other than the fact that they told me that, you know, they wanted to talk to me, that they had something that they wanted to show me, you know, things that they wanted to give me, whatever. And I never really understood what all that meant until later on in life, you know. And I have certain gifts, so to speak, you know, that I think came from them, you know. So, sixth sense, so to speak, you know. Certain types of ESP I have, you know, different other things like that. Animal magnetism, yeah. You know, things like that.
Do you like the ESP thing where you know that something's going to happen before it happens?
See, and that's the thing. I don't get to use it that often, and when I do get to use it, it happens so fast that I don't have the complete understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? But when you get that sixth sense or that hair raised up on the back of your neck, then all of a sudden, you know, you realize, oh, wow, I just had one of those experiences, you know. That's how fast it happens.
90 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, boy, look at that. Yeah. It looks like we're going to run out of time here. So, wow. I didn't realize.
Oh, are we out of time already?
Yeah, and that's something we just had like 50 minutes, and now we're down to a minute and a half. Like, oh my goodness.
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad that we got to talk about, you know, that sleep abduction thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we can talk about it anytime.
60 seconds.
So, but yeah. But keep us informed, will you, on your trip and stuff, and let us know how you're doing and what's going on. And
yeah, I'll try to take some pictures and you know, maybe I'll post them to the Facebook page.
That'd be great. Absolutely. Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and
thanks, Claire.
you know, you're very welcome, hon. And I hope you enjoy your trip, and I hope everything turns out just great for you.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, unfortunately, that's the end of our show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and listening. And we'll have another one up here in the next... yes, thank you. We'll have another one coming up here in the next couple of nights. So until then, it's been beautiful outside. Keep your eyes to the skies. Thank you.